Yeah, we're still talking football on the SportsMax zone now. After enduring what these days seem to be their customary travel woes, the final group of players that represented the Reggae Boys in a 3-team mini tournament in Austria returned to Jamaica on Monday. It's understood that 14 members of the Reggae Boys travelling party had been delayed in Germany en route from Austria. Now, the Reggae Boys were originally due to play 3 games against teams preparing for the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. But Ghana pulled out at the last minute, leaving Qatar, the hosts, and Morocco as Jamaica's only opponents. Now, the boys, led by stand-in head coach Meron Gordon, lost to Morocco but drew with Qatar. The Morocco result 3-0 in favour of the Africans, and the Jamaicans battling to a 1-1 draw with the World Cup hosts in their second and final match. Meron Gordon joins us to discuss the value of the Austria trip. Meron, welcome to the SportsMax Zone. Always great to have you on our show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I just want to make one correction. I heard you said that the Ghana team pulled out, but they didn't pull out. On our game, they did not play. They came late, so our game was cancelled, but they played against the next 2 teams.
Okay, yeah. So their fixture against the Jamaican team was wiped off because they hadn't arrived yet. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, that is behind us then. All right, first let me ask you, the Morocco result 3-0 and the Qatar result 1-1, on the face of it, it would look like 3 days after some improvement there from the Jamaica Reggae Boys. Would that be your assessment as well?
Even the first game, I think we did really well. Defensively, I think we were organized, but, the Morocco team is very good. We made 3 defensive errors and it cost us 3 goals. But, our team, after not playing football for more than a month for some of the players, basically take them out of vacation mode and put them in competitive mode. Wasn't easy, but the boys were up to the task. And I think they did it well. And, after playing the first game also, we realized that one of the weaknesses we had in the first game was that we weren't keeping the ball, so we worked, on some transitional plays, and it worked out well for us. We scored in one of the plays that we worked out, and that also was good for the boys.
Yeah. For a couple of decades, Meron, we've seen administrators of Jamaica football point to instances where a predominantly local-based player roster is used against strong opposition and lose badly. And the suggestion is, see, I told you the local boys can't manage and we have to go for the foreign-based players. This trip seems to suggest that there is some strength in the local setup.
Yeah, there's a lot of strength in the local setup. And I think, sometimes we plan and approach a game, if you know somebody is better than you, you have to show that respect in the preparation mode. You can't just go out there and play willy-nilly football. You have to go out there and plan properly, plan to stop them from scoring, and also plan for when you get your small amount of chances you can score. So that was one of the things that the technical staff did. I decided that I'm going to really work on the shape of the team defensively. And trust me, the boys really, really buy into it, and you saw the results.
Yeah, and Meron, since you've been with the Jamaica Reggae Boys, do you get the sense that, you are getting what you would want as a coach out of the players?
Yes, definitely. This was my first trip as the head, but even as assistant coach, I think the boys are doing well. I think they are trying, it's just for us to push them. But one thing I realized about our country, because I'm focusing on us, we tend to pick for the negatives instead of the positives, and we tend to use the negatives to be the highlight instead of using the positive to push our country forward. I did an interview and I said we are an emerging football nation, and people were saying emerging, and I'm saying where's our ranking? Not until you're ranking in the top 20, top 15, top 10 in the world, if you're a powerhouse, So until we are there, I think we just need to continue to support each other, and help each other, and hopefully we can learn quickly. Because trust me, the eyes of the world is on us, and I think, when we get it right, they're going to be very scared.
Right, and that's definitely the only way that we can move forward, Coach. But you spoke about negative headlines, and, for me, it really, really upsets me when every time I have to sit on this show, and when I want to spend time talking about the Jamaica Reggae Boys and all the good things that they're doing, there always seems to be something in the something else that needs discussing, and this time again, it involves travel problems. From time to time, I get the sense that this is becoming a norm. What do you have to say about that?
I understand what you're saying, but what I try my best is that I on the technical side of it, I try to do my best that you don't have much negative to say. Administratively, I think it's best to take it up with the administrator to ask them those questions. But I think it's something that we definitely need to get right, especially if we want to attract young, bright talent in the diaspora. Because people don't want to come and know, so they're going to play for the Reggae Boys and they might have traffic issues. But, it's something we need to work on, and I think we need to get better at it, and I think we will get better at it in the near future.
Yeah, Meron, as we discussed earlier on, a high percentage of this squad would have been local-based players, but there were a few playing overseas. Jordan Fletcher scored the goal in the 1-1 draw against Qatar. He now plays his football in India. What is your assessment of his performance on this trip, and has he grown as a player? Because we remember him as a teenager, 30-plus goals in his last season at Cornwall College, and brief stints with Mobe United in the Premier League, then Mount Pleasant, and there was a feeling that he had stagnated. Are you seeing anything in Jordan Fletcher that can give the Jamaican football fans hope that this talent, this bright spark that we'd seen in his late teens, can be unfurled?
As I was saying to somebody yesterday, I think the Fletcher I saw at Cornwall, I think I saw that back in him on this tour. I think the best thing happened for him was for him to leave and go overseas, because sometimes when the players are here locally, they are a bit distracted, and I think that was one of the issue he had. I think he's working like a bull. Trust me, he worked very, very hard. He was one of the standout guys on this tour, and the leadership quality came from him was tremendous. I've seen a lot of growth in him, and hopefully, he can continue down this path. And as I said, 30 plus in schoolboy football. Hopefully, we can see that sharp, aggressive finisher that he was, a few years ago.
Yeah, well, we've got to leave it here, Meron, but I just want to ask you very quickly, not many people have a lot of regard for the Indian Premier League, which Fletcher plays in. Did he say anything to you about the league and the quality of the league?
Yes, and also, I think he is open enough to say that, if something comes, he might think of it. But at the same time, it's a professional league, and I think anything outside of Jamaica right now for some of these boys will be good. Not saying our league is that bad, but yes, in terms of if you want to make some amount of money out of football, you can't make it locally. So, even though we are looking at the development of the person, at the same time,
yes,
they need to feed their family.
Okay, Meron, thanks a lot for talking to us. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, man, take care. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Meron Gordon there, standing coach for the Reggae Boys on their trip to Austria, where they played Morocco and Qatar, two teams getting ready for the World Cup, being staged in Qatar less than 3 months from now. Next up for the Reggae Boys, we hear Argentina, a friendly international being planned for the South American Giants. We'll be back with more on the SportsMax Zone after this.